Hey there, friends. I hope that all of you are having a happy Tuesday. I have 2 new journals to go into the shop today. I actually have 4, but we will do these in 2 journal batches, 2 separate videos. I hope that all of you are doing good today. I hope that wherever you are experiencing peace. Remember that peace can sometimes not be found in the world, but just within ourselves. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through these beauties, talk about peace and love and harmony and all kinds of good stuff. We've got 2 new fabrics today. Big thanks to Miss C for sending us some beautiful, beautiful fabrics to work with. We have this excellent, wonderful purple, purple background, gold lettering text, really stellar. We're measuring her at 5 inches. And we also have an ode to Paris with the Eiffel Tower and bicycles and a little bit of flowery design. I thought that was just really cool. And this one comes in at about 5 1/4 inches. So let's take a look and see what we have in these journals. We'll start with this beautiful scroll font, purple background, gold lettering. It just kind of it just speaks to like the real, like authentic part of your soul when you see something like this. We have a sweet bead strand that does have some what do they call those, like a Pandora-ish kind of bead, wooden beads, sparkle, shine, stars, all kinds of good stuff here. Let's crack this baby open and see what we have. We do have like that 2.5 inch spine, which really does give these books a bit, a lot of heft. It's not a bit of heft, it's a hefty mama. So when we lay the book out, we can put it on our desk like this. We can use it to just flip through. We can use it as a vertical file to add to the creations that you guys are already making. We can read it like a book. We can take the prompts from here and put them in our written journals. There's like no end, you guys, to what you can do with a book like this. And I know that a lot of our like thrift stores and things are closed. This is a great thrift store alternative because you guys know that I really do love the abandoned. I love the orphaned. I love the tattered, torn, already used. Thought I was going to put it in the trash, that kind of thing. And I love that these books are put together essentially by you guys. Basically, you send me almost everything that I use in these books, and in Happy Mail, in these gigantic boxes that I get delivered to my doorstep. Things that you don't want, things that you might have thrown away, things that don't mean anything to you anymore, certainly do mean the world to me as I pass them along to folks in these journals. This has got to be one of my favorite things I've ever run across. This is from like a 1980 Country Living magazine, and I know, this was Southern Living magazine, and it's Alabama, the band Alabama, and they're fixing hot dogs for themselves. These are Brian Juicy Jumbo hot dogs. Just a stellar piece of advertising. Of course, we have our, we love Farmer's Almanac. This is calendars from 1992 and 1993. Sheet music. We just love sheet music. Discover, a really cool little collection for you to think about. We're discovering, different ways to do things. There's a map here and also some calendar imagery right here. Family. That's always a good prompt to write about because, you have to think that we all come from somewhere, right? We all come from a family, whether it's, a biological family, an adoptive family, an extended family. We are probably finding now that we have, that we, as and I'm just saying this in jest, as annoying as our families might have been, I don't feel that way about my family. I love my family. But, sometimes you're like put in these positions where you're not so, happy to be seeing your family all the time. And now it's like, darn, I miss those people that I really didn't like before. So just a kind of a funny thing to think about. Of course, we love our food imagery in these books. We were talking about love and peace, and basically there's just a lot of anxiety in the world right now. And, nothing, I'm going to take you in just a little bit here. Nothing really says peace like being able to sit down and work on some art and kind of center ourselves, because that's where peace really, really, really starts. If we think, if we had the opportunity to kind of sit every day and take like 5 or 10 minutes and meditate and do things for ourselves, that we might be a little more peaceful. So I want to encourage you to do that. This is just an impromptu sort of creative cluster. I was kind of running out of creative clusters by the time I got to these 4 books. Will be the last of these kinds of creative clusters. It's time for me to make a new batch of creative clusters. Now, what's a creative cluster? A creative cluster is something that you can take out, put on your desk, and create with. It has all the elements that you need to have fun with. Get a glue stick, maybe some scissors, and go at it. It's a wonderful warm up in the morning or a cool down in the evening when, let's face it, you get kind of inspired right when you get your studio cleaned up or your desk cleaned up or your office cleaned up, and then you go, oh, I just love to do one more thing. And then it's like you start getting all that stuff out again. Like, oh no, I just got all this cleaned up. I love this little thing. It says, you don't put the cat in charge of the cream. That's an old Yiddish proverb. Miss Deborah sent us some of the sweetest things, you guys. She sent us these. She sent us these. Again, passing along the love. We really have created a community over here at our little corner of the YouTubes, as Mama would say. And it's just an absolute delight to, to get to know all of you, to hear your stories, to, understand a little bit about you. I just treasure each and every one of you, and thank you guys for being here so much. A wonderful vintage greeting card with salvage script. We do love our salvage script. This is a postal creative cluster. It has font in it. It has, this paper is from like 1897. It's really cool. Vintage postal things and current postal things, as well as some calendar imagery. So that one's really fun. Another sweet creative cluster here. Lots of colors that I just adore. You've got an index card. You've got a little doily here. This is a square doily. It's really super cool. A little bit of fabric and also a fabric butterfly. I also love the quote, "This history of every country begins with the heart of a man or a woman." I don't think that a country, the history of every country begins in hate and misunderstanding and confusion. Begins with love. We've got a piece from 1980, 83, Southern Living magazine of people at a picnic. One of the things I really love about imagery from the 1980s is I love to look at the clothing, and I also love to look at the dishes, the cutlery and the plates and the china and all that. And we just do love our food, don't we? A little piece that says kitchen. This is a recipe for German potato salad. These are whole sheets of paper that you can take out. That's what I mean, that these books are readable and they are educational. They are fun to look at. They are conversation starters. And you know, right now we're not having a whole lot of conversation because we aren't having a whole lot of people over. But, you know, they kind of expand your horizons. They expand your mind. They maybe can offer you thoughts, good thoughts, you know, to replace kind of these confused thoughts that we might be having at the moment. I really do like the way that this little page turned out, because this is an advertising piece for people in Las Vegas that sold vintage envelopes, and it's really super cool. It's really neat to look at all these vintage envelopes, the colors and things like that. The little journal prompt says stamping, and it also has creative on it. I took that from a piece of advertising. It's a beautiful image. I love that Wall Street Journal magazine that my friend gives me. Lots of like fashion icon imagery, lots of just luscious, big bursts of color in that magazine. And I love being able to share that with you. Where do you learn to make banana splits? At Sunday school. Your journal prompt is laugh at yourself first before anyone else can. If you can't laugh at yourself, then that's just too bad, because I laugh at myself all the time. I totally laugh at myself all the time. Have you ever heard Shannon Green laugh at herself? I love to hear Shannon Green laugh. Shannon, I love to hear you laugh. She has like the best chuckle in the whole wide world. I just think it's so sweet. I love to hear people laugh. Babies laugh. You know, don't get on Facebook and just Google babies laughing. Guaranteed to bring you more joy than Facebook, literally these days. This is our greenhouse cluster. Just some creative elements for you to work with. There's a beautiful little tag here that says, remembering the things you've done in your own special ways that added so much gladness to so many lovely days. These are, of course, bicycles. You've got a little bicycle strip right here. I like this paper in the new paper pads. Oh my gosh, I love my new paper pads. I got 3 because by the time I got to Michael's last week, like they've been pilfered, man. There wasn't much there. But I was delighted to get my 3 paper pads for $20. Woohoo! Another wonderful little kind of steampunk-ish, Victorian-ish creative cluster for you here. More bicycles right here. There's an inspired kind of journal prompt right here. Chris is looking for a bicycle. He would like to do some riding. I think that's something that he used to do when he was a kid, and it would just, we have the Capitol Trail is literally maybe a 5-minute walk from here, maybe less. It's where I walk Mia. I walk her down to where we would get on the Capitol Trail. I don't take her on the Capitol Trail because that's too close to the road. But, you know, that's the bike trail that runs from Williamsburg to Richmond, and he would just like to take advantage of it. He's a super tall guy, so it's been a little bit of a challenge to find, look at that little kitty cat imagery, to find, you know, his right size bike. And he doesn't want like a bike. He wants like a hot rod bike. A hot rod bike. This says big picture, create, and some donuts here. Lots of fun. Got a sweet napkin here. That napkin has like a deli paper kind of feel to it. A beautiful tag. Of course, you've got lots of art trading cards, art trading coin blanks to play with. And the last creative cluster is our butterfly cluster. Good gosh. You've got tags and bookmarks and things like that. Just all kinds of creative, wonderful things for you to flex your own creative energy and make. This is a sweet fabric. I really do like the pops of silver here. the bicycles, the Eiffel Tower, a sweet little bead strand for you, lots of sparkly, because, you know, one of my favorite movies is, up until a point, is The Devil Wears Prada. This is a fussy closure, all right? So you're going to smash down, you're going to pull up, and then you pull your string around, because these little brads have like little, I don't know what they are. They're just do it like that. Just do it like that, and you'll have a good result. You won't pop your string. Though she might pop her string anyway, because she's so big. I start out with a journal prompt that says forever. You've got your 3x3 mini book here. Mini books are awesome. You can use your journal prompts, you know, glue that into your mini book, and then boom, you've got instant start to journaling. I know a lot of us kind of drag our feet when it kind of comes to journaling, to written journaling. We don't know what to journal about. We don't know what to write about. We don't know what to say. So something like this with a journal prompt is like, boom, man, you got it. You can start your journaling journey immediately. A little bit of pattern tissue paper and another journal prompt that says beautiful day, advanced first aid theory and skills. This is from the 1957, yeah, I think that's right, Red Cross nursing manual. I love the Red Cross nursing manuals because they're put together with these gigantic staples. I think it's really interesting the way that books are put together. So you have, you know, you have staples. Some of them are glued. Some of them are sewn. It's just amazing, you know, the whole history of how we put our books together. Another piece that Debbie sent us. Isn't that neat? It's a beautiful sunrise over the mountains. A little bit of Shakespeare for you. Farmer's Almanac. Hymnals. Love this. So pretty. This is from a history book about people that lived on the Mississippi River. I like this. If a buzzard lands on your house on a Monday, you'll receive money soon. Whoa! You would think that would be like a not good omen, but it's actually a good omen. I really love the how to build farm buildings. This is a plat, a layout for a horse barn, which is really cool. Pack your bags. Yeah. I mean, I know we're not packing our bags right now, but you know, you can pack your bags metaphysically. You can pack your bags using your imagination. I really do like these elements together. This is a church element, a church steeple, and it says lessons we learned. That's really something that would prompt you to write, I would think. Another creative cluster for you. I took a lot of elements in this book from my gleaning of Miss Ida's collection of greeting cards that date literally from like 1975 to 2004. It is an amazing collection, and I'm so grateful to Miss R for sending that along to us. It has really enhanced our lives. Miss R, thank you so much. Another little creative cluster, again, from Miss R. She sent us all of these things. This is from Miss J. She sent us some felt butterflies. Really cool. This vellum is from the Vintage Card Collection. Warm Thoughts. Napkins, because they're just fun to play with, man. Napkins are another piece of Miss Deb. She sent that to us. I love map imagery. Almond cranberry sauce. This really went well with the apple and cranberry words over here. I really liked all of this together with the image of the farmer and his wife, and it looks like their son. Isn't that just a beautiful, you think about that. Think about people raising and eating the food that they raised. Chris got us some fencing yesterday to go around the garden. So I'm hoping it'll stave off the rabbits and groundhogs. I love wildlife, just not in my garden. You are unique. And if that is not fulfilled, then something has been lost. You think about that. You are unique. You can be identified by the hairs on your head, my friends. Your DNA is like nobody else's, So always express yourself. Always express your creativity. Don't let that inner critic get to you. Don't let the inner critic go, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. You can do anything. You're a unique person. All of that energy in you comes out in your creations. You're a fantastic person. Again, a little bit of Victorian charm for you. We've got words, we've got images, got a little bit of fabric for you. This beautiful, beautiful, I think this is Polish. I think that's from 1895. Very pretty. And of course, our butterfly creative cluster. I don't know why I can't say that. It doesn't trip off my tongue very well. A great journal prompt that says journal. A little bit of sewing. This was from a Singer sewing book that Miss Sarah sent as well. Look at this stellar piece from a National Geographic magazine. National Geographic comes to me from my friends that live downtown here in Richmond. I've been very concerned about them lately. But we won't talk about that. We will just think good thoughts. More of the bicycle imagery. We get lots of cyclists through our neighborhood. A little bit of travel imagery for you. A 4. What does that mean to you? It's amazing the times that you guys get these books and you'll go, oh, you sent me like the date and the date of my mom's birthday. It's like, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know you were buying the book. But it's so fun when you can resonate with a book like that. And that's what I really do hope, you guys. I hope that the book makes you happy. I hope that it resonates with you. I hope that you see it as a creative, co-creative experience. Because think about it. All these people donated to this book, and all these people wanted you to have what's in the book. You think about it, it's a little bit magical, a little bit of magic going on. We have our greenhouse cluster right here. Again, this has bicycles on it. This must be a bicycle book, and I just didn't know it. 1977 vintage salvage script. A little bit of Farmer's Almanac, visiting Maine. This is Richmond. This is Colonial Beach, Potomac Beach. Expand horizons and explore more. A great little piece to put beside a map. Here's to the good life. I like this image too. A little bit of Shakespeare for you. Guided. Compare. Sometimes it's hard to, I think comparison is the thief of joy. I read that somewhere and I thought, oh, that's it, man. Time is your journal prompt here. Baltimore. This is really cool. This is Old Farmer's Almanac. This is Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, Kentucky on a stagecoach. So that's cool. Could be more. Vintage hymnal. Vintage napkin. Not a vintage napkin, but just a vintage motif on that napkin. And my very last Queen Elizabeth, God Save the Queen creative cluster. So I will get these photographed and put into the Etsy shop quite soon. I'm only going to the post office once a week. I'm only going out once a week right now. So these will be mailed next week, you guys. unless I get a wild hair and decide to go out Friday. But my wild hairs are sparse and few between. I'll probably get flagged for that. Okay, I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care of yourselves. Remember, love and peace can be found within your heart. And just take that 5 or 10 minutes. Just take it. After you watch this video, take 5 minutes. Just sit. Just sit. Calm your mind. Calm your spirit. Calm your body. If we all did that, we would be in a really happy place. Take care. Be healthy. Stay safe. Stay sane.